Hello. In this video, we will study about the cp command. Cp stands for copy. So the cp command is used to copy files and directories in Linux. It works by creating an identical copy of a file or directory at a new location. You can copy within the same directory, between different directories, or even between different file systems. So the basic syntax for the cp command is like cp options, cp options, source, destination. Here source is the file or directory you want to copy, and destination is where you want to copy the source. You can also specify some optional flags to modify how the command works. So now let's see a simple example where we copy a simple file to a directory. For that we will simply write cp this file, this is our source, then we will give the destination, that is our root Manish desktop. So here this is our source and this is our destination. Here cp copies file1.txt from the current working directory to the root Manish desktop directory. So there is no need to specify any option because the command works by default for copying individual files. So now we will see how to copy multiple files. Copy multiple files. So sometimes you need to copy several files to a single directory. So with the cp command you can list multiple source files followed by the destination directory. Let's say you want to copy file1.txt and file2.zip to this location root Manish desktop. So for that syntax will be like cp file1.txt file2.zip and where we want to copy root Manish desktop. This file1, file2, file2.zip. This is our source, and this is our destination. Here cp copies file1.txt, file2.zip to the directory called root Manish desktop in a single operation. So this is much more efficient than copying each file individually, especially when you are dealing with multiple files. So now we will talk about copying a complete directory, entire directory. Copy entire directory. So by default cp command will not copy directories unless you specify the option called -r. So -r stands for recursive. So this option tells cp to recursively copy all files and subdirectories inside the directory you are copying. Now let's say you want to copy copy a directory called downloads, including all its files and subdirectories to the backup directory. So to do this we would use the option called -r. Example, cp downloads, and I want to copy this in backup directory. Backup here. This is our source, this is our destination. Now if we execute this command, this will not work. So because we are dealing with the directory. So for that, to make this command work, we will use an option called -r or this capital R. So here -r ensures that the folder downloads and everything inside it, including any subdirectories or files, it copied to this backup folder. So without this option -r, CPU would only copy the top level directory and not its content. Now what if we need to preserve the file attributes? So here we will study about the preserving file attributes such as permissions, ownership, and timestamps when copying files. So this is very specifically important for configuration files or system files. So preserve file attributes. Okay, let's say you want to copy file1.txt to the root Manish desktop folder and ensure that the original file's permissions, timestamp, ownership are preserved. So for that, we will use the command cp. So what file we want to preserve? File attribute that we want to preserve, that is file1.txt, and where we want to copy root Manish desktop. So this is our source, this is our destination. So here we have not given any option. So what this file do? So this file will simply copy file1.txt in the destination folder, but timestamp, that ownership, everything will get changed here. To preserve, so we will use an option called -p. This is our option. This is very important when you're dealing with the sensitive system files, where the files metadata need to remain intact. So now we will study about -f option. So sometimes when you copying files, you might want to overwrite files that already exist in the destination directory, so without getting a prompt for confirmation. So here this -f option is used to do exactly this. It forces CPU to override any existing files without asking for confirmation. So for example, now if you want to copy this file1.txt to this directory called root Manish desktop, so for that we will write cp option -f file1.txt root Manish desktop. So here this is our option. Source and destination. Here -f option tells CPU to overwrite any existing file1.txt in the destination folder root Manish desktop without prompting. So this can be useful if you are sure that you want to overwrite the destination files without any warnings. Okay, so now we will study about -v option. -v, it stands for verbose. Suppose you are working with a large file. Let's say you are working with MySQL dump file, and if you want to see exactly what is happening during the copy process, so you can use the option -v option. So this option prints out the information about this MySQL dump file as it being copied, which is helpful for debugging or simply for tracking the progress of this large file. So okay, let's see how this -v option works with an example. So let's say I want to copy this my dump file, cp -v, or let's say m1.sql, and where I want to copy to the backup folder. So this is our option, source and destination. So with -v option, the terminal will display something like this, m1.sql, m1.sql, this backup folder. This gives you feedback about files which are being copied and where they are being copied to. Now we will study about copying files using wildcards. Copying files using wildcards. Now, say you want to copy all the files that end with .txt to your destination folder. So this is where wildcard comes in handy. Wildcard like star allow you to specify patterns that match multiple files at once, making it easy to work with several files that follow certain naming convention. For example, if you want to copy all .txt files in the current directory to the root Manish desktop directory, so you can use cp star.txt where I want to copy root Manish desktop. This is our source. Source destination. So in this case, the star wildcard matches all the files that end in .txt in the current directory. This command will copy them all to root Manish desktop folder in one go. Now we will study about copying symbolic links. Copying symbolic links. So first, what is a symbolic link? A symbolic link is like a shortcut to another file or directory. So how to create a symbolic link? So to create a symbolic link, we use the given command. So this command will create a symbolic link called m_slink.txt in the root directory, which points to the original file, that is manish.txt. Here ln stands for link. So this is a command used to create a link between files or directories. This -s stands for symbolic. So it tells that the ln command to create a symbolic link, which is a special kind of file that points to another file or directory. So without this option -s, the ln creates a hard link instead of symbolic link which works differently. Now we will see how to verify symbolic links. To verify symbolic link, we use the given command ls-l root m_slink.txt. This is the part to the symbolic link which we created, and this command will give output like so it will give output like this. So here 1. So what is this 1? So 1 indicates symbolic link, and the arrow operator shows where the symbolic link points. Now how to copy symbolic link? Now that you know how to create symbolic links, let's move on to copying them. So by default, when you use the cp command to copy a symbolic link, it copies the content the symbolic link points to. However, if you want to copy symbolic link itself or the content it points to, you can use the following option. So option 1, copying the content symbolic link points to. So if you want to follow the symbolic link and copy the actual content it points to, not the symbolic link itself. So for that we will use the option called -l. Example, cp -l and the file symbolic link we created earlier, m underscore s link, sorry, path to m s link dot txt. This is our symbolic link which we created, and path where we want to copy the file path. So with this option called -l, CP will follow the symbolic link and copy the file or directory it points to, rather than copying this symbolic link itself. Now we will see copying the symbolic link itself. That is only symbolic link, not the actual data. So if you want to copy the symbolic link itself, preserving it as a symbolic link, we will use the option called -p. Example, cp -p path to this file mslink dot txt. This is a symbolic link which we created, and the path where we want to copy. So with this option -p, CP copies this symbolic link itself, not the content it points to. This ensures that the symbolic link remains intact and continues pointing to the same directory, same or target file. Now we will see how to copy a file and overwrite it only if the source file is newer than the destination file. So for that we will use an option called -u. -u option. So this option ensures that the copy operation only happens if the source file is newer than the destination file and the destination file does not exist. Example, cp -u, let's say source file path, the destination file path. Here -u, that stands for update. It tells CP to copy only if the source file is newer than the destination file or if the destination file does not exist. And this source file path, this is the file you want to copy, and this destination file path, source file path, destination file path. It is a location where you want to copy the source file. This command will skip the copy operation if the source file is older or the same age as the destination file. Now we will study about the backup mode. The -p options allows you to make backups of the destination files if they already exist. So if a file with the same name exists at the destination, this CP will rename the existing file by appending a tilde using this symbol to it before copying the new file. So this option helps prevent overwriting important files by creating a backup copy of the original file. So example, cp -b source file, let's say manish.txt, root manish, and the desktop. This is the option -b source destination. Here, if the file manish.txt already exists in root manish desktop, then CP will rename the existing file to manish.txt tilde, like this, manish.txt, and copy the new file manish.txt into the destination directory. So this ensures that you do not lose any data if a file already exists. In this part, we will see the practical of the theory we studied earlier. So how to copy a file. So for that, simply cp file which I want to copy, that is our source, where I want to copy this inside this Manish directory, Manish desktop. Now to verify whether our file got copied or not, we will simply go to this directory cd Manish desktop ll. See this file manish.txt got copied here. Now how to copy multiple files? To copy multiple files, we will simply write cp file name which we want to copy install dot and this manish.txt where I want to copy to this Manish directory only. So I will write to go to the previous directory, that is Manish only. I will hit enter. Now I will go back. Hello. See, these two files got copied here. Now how to copy entire directory? Suppose I want to copy this entire directory called let's say downloads. So for that I will write cp -r downloads, the directory I want to copy, where I want to copy inside this desktop. So I will go for Manish, where I want to copy inside this desktop. I will hit enter. Now I will go to this directory to confirm whether this download directory got copied there or not. So I will write cd Manish desktop ll. See, now this directory got copied here. Now I will use verbose mode to copy files while displaying detailed information. So for that example will be like cp -v. And suppose I want to copy this folder. Let's say I want to copy this file rgl underscore 07 zip dot zip to this previous directory called Manish, or I will type simply okay. See, here it is shown that rgl07 dot zip got copied to this previous directory, that is Manish. Now how to copy multiple files using wildcard. Suppose I want to copy files with common extension okay dot zip. Suppose I want to copy all the files in the current directory that starts with dot zip. So for that I will use cp star dot zip, where I want to copy to the previous directory. Yes. Okay, now I will go back to the previous directory in Manish. Now we can see all the file which ends with .zip copied here. Now first we will see how to create a symbolic link. To create a symbolic link, we will type ln. ln stands for link, -n, that is for symbolic link, for which file we want to create a symbolic link or shortcut for this manish.txt. Okay, let's give the name to this shortcut. Let's say man underscore no, not manish, let 123.txt txt. Okay, so to confirm whether a symbolic link got created or not, we will simply type ls-n and the file we created 123.txt. See here, one represents a symbolic link and it is pointing, this 123.txt symbolic link, it is pointing to the actual file, that is manish.txt. Now let's say, now if you want to copy only symbolic link, that is only shortcut to any path. Let's say I want to copy this symbolic link only to the previous directory, that is symbolic link to the previous directory, that is root only. Okay, now I will go to this directory root and see this file, this symbolic link 123.txt, it got copied here. So it is shortcut only, it does not contain the actual data, but it's pointing to the actual file. So on graphical user interface, you will see this 123.txt only, not this part. Now suppose okay. Now suppose I want to copy the actual data at place of symbolic link. So for that, I will write cp -l 123.txt, where I want to copy to desktop folder. So this will copy 123.txt with actual data, with actual file data. See, now I will go to this desktop folder, desktop. See, 123. See, this file got copied here. It contains the actual data. We can confirm 123.txt. See, it contains the original data of that manish.txt. Okay, now I will go back to the previous directory. Okay, let's see the timestamp of 1338 of this money.txt. I will go to this CDV desktop. Okay, 1339 is the timestamp, and what is the current time right now? Okay, 142. So I will go to the previous directory and I will. Okay, let's simply I will use cp-u. I will going to use it. Cp-u. I'm going to copy this file money.txt to this desktop, to the desktop. Okay. Now here I have used the option U. So it what it will do? It will overwrite only if the current file, that is the original file, is newer than the destination file. So here both the files are same at the time. So it will not do anything. So we can confirm. See, now we will go to the desktop and confirm the same. Now see, this money.txt has a timestamp of 1339. So it has done nothing. Now suppose I have made some changes in my file money.txt and I have written something in this file. Let's say 777 and I will save it. Now in this case, cp happen you, it will simply overwrite the previous old file manish.txt where I want to copy desktop. Yep. Okay, now I will go to the desktop. We can see the timestamp of this is the current timestamp, that is the latest file only. Now let's see how to create a backup of a file. Suppose there is a file manish. Okay. Hello. Now suppose I want to create the backup of this file install underscore x64.sh. So for that I will simply write cp -b install underscore x64.sh where I want to copy to the desktop. See, yes, cd desktop. See, this is the backup file, which we got. This is a backup file. This is a previous file, which is now serving as a backup file. And this is a file, which we copied. So this is all about cp command.